My guy, you was almost there. You was almost there. Good analogy, but could have done better. But I got 3 points to make, and please stay around for point number 2. Please stay for point number 2. So point number 1, based on what you're saying, you say if you divorce Christianity and got remarried to a newfound truth, why do you continue to talk about your ex-Christianity all the time instead of bragging about your new love? It must be boring and false. You use marriage as an example of me walking away from religion and being a hermetically sound person, hermetic alchemy. But you messed up. You see, one of the ways, since you want to put this in a marriage context, one of the ways that you can look at this is that when you have been in a bad relationship, and I've been in bad relationships, and now I'm in a great relationship. One of the ways that I mention my old relationship is to say I've never been treated so kindly before. The way that you take care of me is unlike anything I've been experienced before. You know, the reason why I put my phone face down, I'm glad that you don't think it's something that's out of trust or hiding, merely just protecting the face of my phone from anything falling, because I've been in that situation where the person was so focused on their insecurities that they thought everything I did was leading in the wrong direction. That's one way. When you talk about marriage, I'm actually paying homage to the freedom, the newness, the beauty, the bounty of this new wife compared to what I used to be in. I'm so grateful for it that the comparisons continue. But you really messed up. Number 2, the actual metaphor that would fit the situation for me personally. You see, because there are many people who walk away from Christianity, they don't do what I do. They don't do what I do. Right? So you're saying I should be more like them. Just go on and be on my merry little way. But the comparison that you should have used concerning me would have been more like Harriet Tubman. You see, Harriet Tubman made her way to freedom. But then she came back to get some other people who were trapped, who were enslaved mentally and physically. And she even said that she could have freed even more if they only weren't mentally enslaved, that they had the desire to be free. You see, I'm more like your Harriet Tubman. I may have walked away from your religion, but I go back and help others who have the mindset. Now, like Harriet, I'm not trying to force anybody to leave. But what I'm saying is, if you choose to leave, I got you. I know the pathway. You can walk with me. You can stroll along the highway with me. So a more accurate comparison would be Harriet Tubman. See, nothing wrong with other people who gained their freedom and they never went back to the South to free anybody else. But for those who did, they have a special place. They feel duty bound, honor bound, that when others are crying out for that freedom to provide for them. So that's a more accurate. That's why I still talk about it, because it's more Harriet Tubman-esque instead of your John Hansons or any other, or some unnamed person who escaped and got their freedom, but you never heard of them, and they made a way of a new life where they were. Now, like John Hanson, though, if you don't know who John Hanson is, he's the guy that the story Uncle Tom's Cabin is based off of. If you actually read Uncle Tom's Cabin, and I did a video about it, you'd know that Uncle Tom is the hero in the book. It is Sambo who's the villain. So we need to stop misusing that term. They done flipped it on you, and now we don't use it right. It got mistranslated through a minstrel show. But anyway, go find that video. John Hanson, when he did make his way into Canada, after realizing that he wanted to be free from this slavery, and after helping others gain their freedom as well, he went about building a place, a space, for those free slaves to be able to come to Canada and be able to start a life and to have a life. He still faced racism and opposition, but it was better than slavery. There were still problems that needed to be taken care of. Everything wasn't perfect. Everything wasn't a bed of roses, but it was better than being enslaved. And what I'm saying to you in point 3 is that the place that I am in is better than the slavery that I was in when I was a Christian. The peace that I have now is greater than the peace I had when I was a Christian. The love that I have now is greater than the love I ever experienced as a Christian. You see, the love I experience now is not without force. It's because of the desire to do so. It's natural. It's organic. The finances I experience now is greater than what I experienced as a Christian. Here's the thing about it. This is what's funny about it. I made more money not being a Christian than being a Christian. Had more houses, had more things, and I'm not even a materialistic person. I can care less about things and houses. Matter of fact, we about to get rid of this house. One is too damn big. We about to get rid of this house. But I've had more experiences. I've traveled more. I've studied more. I've created some of my best friends have been created after I left Christianity. The place I'm in now, understanding the Hermetics, understanding alchemy, understanding the Tao, diving deeper into self, those Hermetic principles. It's not boring, my guy, and it certainly isn't false. There's another comment of a young lady who said about proof, and I got a whole thing that I want to do with you guys concerning that, so watch out for that video. It's coming real soon. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration. Harriet Tubman, y'all.